What if you've been missing the signs and she's already telling you exactly how she feels, but in ways you didn't fully recognize? Most men expect attraction to be obvious, direct, and impossible to misread. They look for bold confessions, clear declarations, or unmistakable signals. But that's not how it usually works. In reality, attraction is often quiet. It hides in everyday conversations, in simple phrases, in small moments that seem ordinary on the surface but carry deeper meaning underneath. The truth is, many women express interest in subtle, indirect ways, and if you're not paying attention, you can miss it completely. You might walk away thinking nothing is there, while she's been showing you consistent signs all along. So in this video, we're going to break down 5 things a woman says when she truly wants you, not casually, not out of boredom, but genuinely. And if you stay until the end, you'll understand the one sign most men ignore, even though it's the clearest of them all. The first thing she says is, "I enjoy talking to you." At first, this sounds simple, almost too simple to take seriously. But this is where many people misunderstand attraction. When a woman tells you she enjoys talking to you, she is not just making a polite comment. She is expressing a feeling. Enjoyment is emotional. It means that interacting with you gives her a certain level of comfort, excitement, or peace that she doesn't get from just anyone. And more importantly, this statement is usually backed by consistent behavior. She replies to your messages without long delays. She keeps conversations going instead of letting them die. And she finds reasons to talk even when there's no urgent topic. This is important because people naturally make time for what they value. If she consistently shows up in conversations, engages with interest, and even initiates discussions, then her words are not empty. They are supported by action. Imagine a situation where you send her a message late in the evening, expecting she might reply the next day, but she responds almost immediately and continues the conversation with genuine interest. She doesn't just give short, dry answers. She adds to the conversation, asks questions, and keeps the interaction alive. That is not someone who is just being polite. That is someone who enjoys your presence. A useful way to understand this is to focus not on isolated moments, but on patterns. Anyone can have one good conversation, but consistent engagement reveals true interest. So instead of asking yourself whether she said she enjoys talking to you, ask yourself whether her actions repeatedly confirm it. Does she create time for you, or does it always feel like you are the one trying to fit into her schedule? That distinction alone can reveal a lot. The second thing she says is, "Tell me more about yourself." This statement is often overlooked because it seems like a normal part of conversation, but it carries a deeper meaning. Curiosity is one of the strongest indicators of attraction. When someone is genuinely interested in you, they want to understand you beyond the surface. They want to know your story, your thoughts, your experiences, and your perspective on life. This goes beyond small talk. Small talk is usually shallow and temporary, consisting of basic questions that don't lead anywhere meaningful. But genuine curiosity leads to deeper, more thoughtful questions. Instead of simply asking what you do, she might ask why you chose that path, what motivates you, or what challenges you've faced along the way. Instead of just responding to what you say, she explores it. She listens carefully and follows up with questions that show she is paying attention. For example, you might casually mention something about your past or a goal you are working toward, and instead of moving on, she asks you to explain more. She wants details. She wants context. She wants to understand the emotions behind your experiences. This is not random. It is intentional. People do not invest this level of attention in someone they are not interested in. A practical way to recognize this is to observe the direction of the conversation. Is she simply reacting to what you say, or is she actively trying to learn more about you? There is a clear difference. Passive responses keep conversations alive, but active curiosity deepens them. If you want to test this, you can share something slightly more meaningful than usual and see how she responds. If she leans in, asks more questions, and stays engaged, then her curiosity is genuine. And when someone wants to know you on a deeper level, it usually means they see something in you worth understanding. The third thing she says is, "You're different." This statement may seem like a compliment, but it carries more significance than most people realize. When a woman tells you that you are different, she is not just describing you, she is comparing you to others she has encountered. And in that comparison, you stand out. This matters because attraction often begins with contrast. People are drawn to what feels unique, refreshing, or unexpected. If she has interacted with many people who behave in a certain way and then meets you, and your behavior, mindset, or energy is noticeably different, it creates a strong impression. This difference can come from many things. It could be the way you communicate, the way you listen, your level of confidence, or even your perspective on life. Whatever it is, it breaks the pattern she is used to. And when patterns are broken in a positive way, they become memorable. Imagine she is used to people who are inconsistent, distracted, or self-centered, and then she meets you, someone who is attentive, grounded, and genuinely present. That contrast creates a feeling that stands out. When she says, "You're different," what she is really expressing is that you have made her feel something she does not usually feel. This is important because feelings drive attraction. However, it is also important how you respond to this statement. Many people make the mistake of seeking validation by immediately asking, "Different how?" in an overly eager or insecure way. A better approach is to accept it calmly and let her elaborate if she chooses to. Confidence in this moment reinforces the very difference she noticed. It is also worth reflecting on what genuinely makes you different, not in a forced or artificial way, but in an authentic sense. What values, habits, or perspectives do you have that naturally set you apart? The more genuine that difference is, the more powerful its impact will be. The fourth thing she says is, "I feel safe with you." This statement goes beyond attraction and enters the realm of emotional trust. Feeling safe does not simply mean physical safety. It refers to emotional comfort and security. When a woman tells you she feels safe with you, she is expressing that she can be herself without fear of judgment, criticism, or misunderstanding. This is significant because people do not open up easily. In most social situations, individuals present controlled versions of themselves. They filter what they say, hide certain thoughts, and protect their vulnerabilities. But when someone feels safe, those barriers begin to lower. They start to share more personal experiences, deeper thoughts, and genuine emotions. This level of openness is not given to everyone. It is earned through consistency, respect, and understanding. For example, she might begin to talk about her past, her challenges, or her aspirations in a way that is more personal than usual. She might express feelings she does not typically share with others. This is not just conversation, it is trust in action. Creating this sense of safety does not require grand gestures. It comes from simple, consistent behaviors. Listening without interrupting, responding without judgment, and maintaining emotional stability all contribute to it. If you react unpredictably, dismiss her feelings, or make her feel misunderstood, that sense of safety disappears. But if you remain steady, respectful, and attentive, it grows stronger over time. A useful reflection question here is whether people generally feel comfortable being themselves around you. Do they open up naturally, or do they seem guarded? The answer can give you insight into the kind of environment you create in your interactions. The fifth and final thing she says is, "Why didn't you text me?" This is perhaps the most misunderstood statement of all because it often sounds casual or playful. However, beneath that tone lies something much more meaningful. This question reveals awareness and emotional investment. When someone notices your absence, it means your presence has become significant to them. People do not question the absence of someone who does not matter. They simply move on without thinking about it. But when she asks why you did not text her, she is acknowledging that your communication has become part of her routine or expectation. Imagine you have been talking regularly, and then one day you do not reach out. Instead of remaining silent, she brings it up. She might say it lightly, but the fact that she noticed is what matters. It shows that your presence is not neutral, it has value. Many men ignore this sign because they interpret it as nothing serious, but it is actually one of the clearest indicators of interest. It means she was expecting to hear from you, and when she did not, it created a noticeable gap. The key here is not to overreact or make it overly dramatic. A simple, calm response that acknowledges the connection is enough. What she is really expressing is that she missed hearing from you, even if she does not say it directly. Recognizing this allows you to respond with awareness rather than confusion. At this point, it becomes clear that attraction is not always loud or obvious. It does not always appear in direct statements or dramatic gestures. Instead, it often reveals itself through small words, consistent actions, and subtle patterns of behavior. The challenge is not that these signs are hidden, but that they are easily overlooked if you are not paying attention. By understanding these 5 statements, I enjoy talking to you, tell me more about yourself. You're different, I feel safe with you, and why didn't you text me? You begin to see attraction in a new light. You move from guessing to observing, from assuming to understanding. A practical step moving forward is to become more aware during your interactions. Instead of focusing only on what you want to say next, pay attention to how she communicates, how consistent she is, and how she responds emotionally. Ask yourself whether she is investing time, showing curiosity, expressing uniqueness, building trust, and noticing your presence. These indicators provide a clearer picture than any single statement ever could. In conclusion, the most important thing to remember is that genuine interest reveals itself over time through consistency. Words alone can be misleading, but when words are supported by repeated actions, they become meaningful. If you learn to recognize these patterns, you will not only understand attraction better, but you will also make more informed decisions in your relationships. And if you have ever noticed these signs before, or if you are starting to recognize them now, take it as a moment of awareness. Because the more aware you become, the less likely you are to miss what is right in front of you. And here's what I want you to do right now. If any part of this felt familiar, if you've seen even one of these signs in your own life, type "aware" in the comments. I want to know who's really paying attention. Also, don't just watch this and move on. Share it with someone who needs to see it, because a lot of people are missing these signs every single day. And if you want more content like this, real, practical insights on relationships, mindset, and understanding people on a deeper level, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Because the more you understand these small signals, the more control you have over your connections.